Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. This time, we're going to be taking a look at e-commerce and among commerce.
Oh, yeah.
You guys sent in a really great handout. An academic handout, super in-depth, really interesting stuff, and perfect timing, too, right?
Absolutely.
That big e-commerce exam is coming up next month. So we are going to break it all down for you.
Yeah.
So not only can you ace that test,
Hopefully.
but you can also have a bunch of those like aha moments
All right.
about how the online world really works.
Yeah. So I think one thing that's really interesting and often overlooked is how the web itself has evolved.
Right.
So like even before we get to buying and selling online, like understanding that evolution from Web 1.0 to Web 2.0 to Web 3.0
Right.
is really key, I think.
Okay, so back in the day, way back when, Web 1.0,
Yeah.
think like static pages,
Yeah.
almost like online brochures, really. Like it was all about just consuming the information, not really interacting
Exactly.
like you would today.
It was a one-way street. You just go to the page and read it.
Totally.
Whereas Web 2.0,
Yeah.
that completely changed the game.
Right.
This is like the interactive web that we use every day,
Yeah.
Social media, online forums, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Suddenly, everyone can participate,
Right.
create content, connect with each other.
Right.
And this shift was like monumental for e-commerce.
It's mind-blowing how much things have changed,
I know.
right? Think about like when you had to use those,
Yeah.
like clunky directories like Yahoo,
Oh, yeah.
like to search for information.
Yeah.
Now we have these like super powered
Yeah.
search engines like Google.
Yeah, and it's interesting, like with Google, it's not even just a tool anymore, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like a sophisticated algorithm
Yeah.
that's constantly evolving.
Yeah.
So understanding how those work,
Okay.
especially, the role of SEO
Right.
can literally make or break an online business.
And that's a great point too,
Yeah.
especially with that exam coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I mean, really,
Yeah.
a company's success really can hinge on
Absolutely.
appearing at the top of those search results. It's like prime real estate in the digital world.
Definitely.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so SEO is like one piece of the puzzle, right?
Yeah.
Then we've got things like social search.
Yes.
And semantic search, which like
It's wild.
take it to a whole new level,
So it's like social search, think of it as like a recommendation engine, but it's powered by your network.
Oh, interesting.
So it uses data from, your connections, your online behavior to deliver
Right.
more personalized results.
Interesting.
So it's like having a digital friend who knows
Like
and
digital best friend.
knows your tastes.
That's cool.
And then there's semantic search, which is even more advanced.
Right.
And that actually aims to like understand the intent behind your search,
Wow.
not just the keywords you typed in.
Yeah. So it's not just about like matching words, it's like
Right.
actually understanding
About
like,
what
what you're looking for.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
It's getting smarter
Wow.
all the time.
So let's talk about the core of our deep dive today,
Okay.
which is e-commerce.
Yes.
I mean, it has just revolutionized the way that we buy and sell things.
Absolutely. I mean, it's created this global marketplace
Right.
that's accessible 24/7.
Right.
It's given rise to giants like Amazon
Yeah.
and just completely changed the retail landscape as we know it.
Okay, so this handout that you guys sent in highlights
Yeah.
several key features of e-commerce.
Yeah.
So let's kind of break those down.
Okay.
First up, we have ubiquity.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, e-commerce is available anytime, anywhere, right?
Right.
You can shop at 3 a.m. if you want
From your couch.
from your couch.
Exactly.
No need to wait for the stores to open,
Yeah.
right?
That's a big one.
And then we've got global reach.
Yeah, this is huge.
So basically, e-commerce transcends geographical boundaries.
Yeah.
So like a small business, like let's say in rural America, they can suddenly reach customers
Yeah.
in Europe or Asia.
Exactly. It's amazing.
It's amazing how it levels the playing field.
Totally. Right.
Yeah.
And then universal standards, which I think is really interesting.
This one's kind of in the weeds, but it's really important.
Right. Yeah. Basically ensures seamless communication and transactions
Yeah.
across different platforms and devices, right?
Yeah.
So unlike the physical world,
Yeah.
where you've got all these different
Technical spans.
technical standards,
Yeah.
the online world speaks a common language.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's so interesting.
And that universality is just, crucial for global trade,
Right.
for just smooth online interaction.
Clearly.
And then we have richness. So
yeah, richness.
like you were saying before with Web 2.0,
Uh-huh.
it's all about interaction.
So e-commerce platforms, they can actually create
Yeah.
really immersive experiences with multimedia,
Yeah.
like videos, interactive graphics, personalized recommendations.
It's almost like they're taking the best parts of physical shopping
Yeah,
and then like amplifying them online.
totally
Right.
right.
And then speaking of personalized experiences, e-commerce excels at interactivity.
Oh, yeah.
So we've got things like customer reviews, live chat, tailored suggestions
It's like having a personal shopping assistant.
at your fingertips.
At your fingertips, exactly.
And it's interesting how,
Yeah.
this level of interactivity that you just don't really see in traditional retail
Right.
really builds trust and fosters a sense of community,
Absolutely.
which I think is so cool.
Yeah, and this ties into another kind of, I guess, key aspect of e-commerce, which is information density.
Information density.
Both buyers and sellers have access to just a wealth of information, which
Right.
leads to greater transparency.
All right, so consumers can compare prices, read reviews, really make informed decisions.
Exactly.
And then businesses can gain valuable insights
Yeah,
into consumer behavior.
it's a win-win.
It is a win-win.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And that data-driven approach is what allows for this, incredible personalization that we're talking about, right?
Right.
So e-commerce platforms can tailor their offerings
Yeah,
to each customer's needs,
it's so cool.
create a more engaging and satisfying shopping experience.
Totally.
And then there's the social technology aspect.
Oh, right, social technology.
Yeah, so think about,
Right.
social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook.
Right.
They've become so integrated with e-commerce.
It's true. It's
It's like this massive ecosystem now, right?
it really is, yeah.
You've got shoppers, influencers, businesses,
Right.
all kind of interacting and shaping the online shopping experience.
Okay, so we've been saying e-commerce.
Right.
It's not just one big thing, though, is it?
No, it comes in different forms.
Okay, so break it down for me.
So we've got B2C, B2B, C2C, C2B.
Okay.
So let's imagine you're buying a new phone case from Amazon,
Okay.
classic business to consumer,
Okay.
or B2C e-commerce.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay, and then what if a local bakery is
Right.
like
Mm.
ordering supplies online from a wholesale supplier?
So that would be business to business or B2B.
Gotcha.
So it's businesses transacting with each other online.
So like any two businesses.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then
If I, let's say, sell my old textbooks on eBay.
yeah, so that's consumer to consumer or C2C.
Okay, got it.
So it's like individuals selling to each other.
Okay, too.
And then finally,
Yeah.
let's say a graphic designer offers their services
Right.
to a company through an online platform.
Okay.
So that would be consumer to business or C2B.
Gotcha. So e-commerce comes in a bunch of different flavors,
Exactly.
each with its own
Its own dynamic.
dynamics and rules and regulations and all that good stuff.
Absolutely.
This is all super helpful, by the way,
yeah.
especially with that exam coming up.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay, so let's move on to e-commerce.
Mm-hmm.
So I think of this as like e-commerce on steroids. Is that fair?
Yeah, I mean, think of it as like the mobile revolution of
That's
e-commerce, right?
Right.
So it's all about, enabling transactions,
Mhm.
interactions on smartphones and tablets.
Right.
So you can browse, you can buy, you can pay bills,
Wow.
manage your finances, all from the palm of your hand.
It's mind-blowing how much our smartphones
I know.
have become these mini marketplaces.
They're crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so just like e-commerce,
Mhm.
commerce has a bunch of different forms as well, right?
Yeah.
So we've got mobile shopping, mobile banking,
Yeah.
and then these super convenient mobile payments.
This is what I use all the time.
Me too. I can't even remember the last time I used cash.
Yeah. And it's thanks to, digital wallets
Right.
like Apple Pay and Google Pay.
It's made everything so much easier.
It really has.
Right.
Yeah.
But make commerce does come with its own set of challenges.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you think are some of the biggest ones?
I mean, I think security is probably at the top of the list.
That makes sense.
Yeah, as we conduct more and more financial transactions on our phones,
Right.
we become more vulnerable to data breaches and cyber attacks.
Right.
So ensuring, robust security measures
Right.
is absolutely paramount for e-commerce to thrive.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And I imagine that network connectivity plays a big role too, right?
Huge. I mean, commerce relies heavily on
Right.
fast and reliable internet access.
And that's not always a guarantee.
No, especially in certain areas. A
Way.
spotty connection can lead to a lot of frustration.
And abandoned transactions, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, it's so annoying.
It's the worst.
And then what about the user experience? Like, I've definitely rage quit some mobile apps before because they're just like so clunky and impossible to navigate.
You bring up a good point, like mobile apps and websites.
Yeah.
They need to be designed with mobile users in mind.
Right.
You know, intuitive interfaces, fast loading times.
It'll be seamless.
Seamless navigation.
Right.
All crucial for a positive commerce experience.
So it's not just about shrinking down like the desktop version.
Right.
It needs to be optimized for mobile.
From the ground up.
From the ground up. That's a lot to think about.
It is, and it's only going to get more complex.
Right.
As technology continues to evolve at a breakneck pace.
Totally.
You know, so we can expect to see even more sophisticated personalization. You know, things like augmented reality, virtual reality.
Oh, wow.
Being integrated into online shopping experiences.
That's amazing.
And a greater focus on sustainability and ethical practices.
Right.
In both e-commerce and m-commerce.
That's great.
Yeah.
So before we move on, I think it's important to just take a moment to appreciate how much
these technologies have transformed our lives.
It's incredible.
Right. I mean, from accessing information to connecting with people worldwide.
Yeah.
It's changed everything.
Absolutely. And as we move forward, I think it's crucial to consider both the opportunities and the challenges that come with this digital revolution.
Right.
And that's what this deep dive is all about, right?
Yeah.
Equipping you guys with the knowledge to navigate this landscape effectively and ethically.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Awesome.
So let's take a quick break and we'll be right back with more on e-commerce and commerce.
You know, building on that idea of navigating this landscape, all this convenience and connectivity, it comes with a price, right?
Oh, yeah.
We can't ignore the ethical implications of e-commerce and e-commerce.
Yeah, you're right. It's not all sunshine and roses.
Definitely not.
So what are some of the downsides we should be thinking about?
I mean, data privacy is a huge one.
Every click, every purchase, every search.
Right.
It's tracked, you know?
Yeah.
And this data can be used to personalize experiences, which is great, but it also raises concerns about, you know, how our information is being used and who has access to it.
Yeah, it is a little bit unsettling to think about, you know, how much information these companies are collecting.
Yeah.
Like, it's great to get personalized recommendations, but it also feels like we're giving up a lot of privacy.
It's a trade-off, for sure.
It is, yeah.
And it's one that we need to be aware of.
Right.
The challenge is finding the right balance.
Totally. Between
Convenience and protecting our privacy.
Right.
So speaking of challenges, how do you think e-commerce and block commerce have impacted small businesses?
That's a great question, especially because we're talking about the real world impact of these technologies. So, I mean, on one hand, it's amazing that a small business can now reach customers globally.
Absolutely.
Right. But on the other hand, they're now competing with giants like Amazon.
It's a double-edged sword.
It is.
You know, while e-commerce has opened up a ton of opportunities, it's also intensified competition.
Right.
So small businesses need to be incredibly savvy to stand out online.
Yeah, it's like playing in the major leagues.
Totally.
You need a really solid game plan.
You got to bring your A game.
If you want to succeed.
For sure.
And it's not just about competing online.
Right.
You know, the rise of e-commerce has also impacted brick and mortar stores.
Absolutely. I mean, we've seen so many traditional retailers struggle to adapt, which has led to, you know, store closures, job losses.
Right.
And this shift has real consequences.
Yeah, it does.
For local communities and economies.
It's a good reminder that technology can really disrupt established systems and create ripple effects that we might not even anticipate.
Totally. It's all interconnected.
It is.
Okay, so to really understand these technologies,
okay,
I think we need to kind of dig into the nuts and bolts a little bit.
Okay, let's do it.
Right. So let's look at the tools that businesses use to run their e-commerce operations.
Okay.
Now, I know this can seem like a jumble of jargon.
Yeah, it could be a little bit overwhelming.
But let's break it down.
Perfect, especially with that exam coming up.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so first up, we have web server software. This is like the foundation of any e-commerce website, right?
Yeah, think of it as the engine that powers the site. So it hosts the website, manages the traffic, makes sure everything runs smoothly.
Okay, gotcha.
Then you have e-commerce server software, which provides the specific tools for online transactions.
So things like electronic catalogs, shopping carts, payment processing.
That's it.
Inventory management. That's a lot to handle.
It is, but thankfully these software packages are designed to streamline these complex processes. And speaking of streamlining, we also have customer tracking and personalization tools.
Oh, right.
These help businesses understand customer behavior and tailor their offerings accordingly.
So that's where all that data that we were talking about comes in.
Exactly.
Right. Tracking clicks, purchases, preferences.
You got it.
To create a more personalized experience.
Exactly. So these tools use techniques like clickstream tracking, collaborative filtering, to gather information about customer activity. And then this data is used to personalize marketing messages, recommend products, and improve the overall shopping experience.
It's amazing how these technologies can analyze these vast amounts of data and then create a personalized experience for each shopper.
It's pretty wild.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about web content management tools?
Oh, yeah, these are essential.
I imagine that keeping an e-commerce website updated is a huge task.
It can be, but these tools make it much easier to create, edit, and publish content. So they provide user-friendly interfaces for managing text, images, videos, everything a business needs to keep its website fresh and engaging.
Okay, so it's like having a digital toolbox for website maintenance.
That's a great way to put it.
Cool.
And then to make sure the website is running smoothly.
Right, because that's important.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
We've got website performance monitoring tools.
Yes, so these track key metrics like traffic, page load times, conversion rates. So they help businesses identify any issues that might be hindering their online performance.
So it's like a health check.
Exactly.
For the website, making sure everything's running smoothly.
In tip-top shape.
Okay, cool. So let's talk about the heart of e-commerce, which is payment systems.
This is where it gets real.
I always get a little nervous entering my credit card information online. Yeah, understandable.
Right.
So
security is paramount.
It is, right?
Yeah.
It's so important.
When it comes to online payments.
Right.
And fortunately, e-commerce payment systems have evolved to provide secure and convenient options for both businesses and consumers.
Okay, so what are some of the different types of systems that are out there?
So we've got digital credit cards, which is basically the online version of our trusty plastic companions. Then we have stored value payment systems. Think like gift cards, transit passes. They've been around forever, but they're still widely used. Then there are digital wallets.
Digital wallets.
Like PayPal, Apple Pay, Google Pay. These offer a secure and streamlined way to store payment information and make purchases both online and in person.
Those are my go-to for online shopping.
Yeah, me too.
It just makes the checkout process so much faster.
So much easier. And then we've got peer-to-peer payment systems.
Oh, right, like Venmo.
Exactly.
I feel like everyone's using Venmo these days.
They're incredibly popular, especially among younger generations. You know, for sending money to friends, splitting bills, even making small purchases.
It's so easy.
It's so convenient.
Okay, so then there's the world of cryptocurrency and blockchain technology.
Yeah, that's a whole other can of worms.
It is. It's like a whole other deep dive.
Yeah, maybe we can tackle that another time.
Yeah, I think we need a whole episode just on that.
Definitely.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
From the evolution of the web to the technical tools and payment systems that power e-commerce and mobile commerce.
It's a lot.
It's incredible how much this landscape has changed.
I know, right?
And continues to change.
It's constantly evolving.
So I guess that's a key takeaway here.
It is. What's cutting edge today might be obsolete tomorrow. So the ability to adapt and stay informed is crucial for both businesses and consumers.
Absolutely. And it's not just about memorizing facts for an exam. It's about understanding the trends and the forces that are shaping the digital world that we live in.
Exactly. It's about the bigger picture.
It is, yeah.
And that brings us back to, the impact of these technologies on our lives, our communities, and the global economy.
It's all connected.
It is.
From the individual consumer making a purchase to the global supply chains that bring those products to our doorsteps.
Exactly.
E-commerce and entrepreneurs have really woven themselves into the fabric of our lives.
Absolutely. And as we continue to explore this kind of intricate tapestry, it's crucial to approach these technologies with a critical eye. Considering not just their potential benefits, but also their potential drawbacks.
You have to look at both sides. So we've really unpacked a ton of information about e-commerce and mo-commerce.
Yeah, we have.
Everything from like the tech behind the scenes to the way it's completely reshaped how we shop and do business.
It's amazing.
But like, what does this all mean for you, the listener?
Yeah.
What are some of the big takeaways you should be walking away with?
I think one of the things that struck me most is just the sheer interconnectedness of it all. We started with the evolution of the web, then we dove into search engines, explored the nuances of e-commerce and more commerce, even touched on the ethics of data collection. And it's like, it's all intertwined, shaping this digital world that we live in.
It's like we've zoomed in and out of this digital landscape.
Yeah, totally.
Seeing both like the individual trees and then the whole forest.
Exactly.
And one thing that's clear is that e-commerce and mo-commerce have created incredible opportunities.
Oh, yeah.
Businesses can reach global audiences. Consumers have access to, a wider array of products and services.
Absolutely.
And we're all just so much more connected than ever before.
Yeah, I mean, it's really broken down so many barriers.
Totally. But with these opportunities come challenges, right?
Oh, yeah.
We talked about data privacy, the impact on small businesses. The need for constant adaptation in this rapidly changing digital world.
Totally.
So it's really about harnessing the power of these technologies while also being mindful of the potential downsides.
You got to be aware of both.
Yeah. And that's where I think like informed participation comes in.
Yeah, this is huge.
The more we understand about e-commerce and mon-commerce, the better equipped we are, I think, to navigate this landscape ethically.
Totally.
And to make conscious choices as both consumers and citizens.
Think of it this way. Knowledge is power. By understanding how these systems work, we can advocate for better practices, support businesses that align with our values, and make informed decisions about our own digital footprint.
So it's not just about acing that exam next month.
Yeah, exactly.
It's about, like you said, understanding that bigger picture. And becoming a more informed participant in this digital world.
That's what it's all about.
And as technology continues to evolve at this incredible pace,
it's not slowing down.
This knowledge is going to become even more crucial.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I think some questions to be thinking about are like, what new innovations are going to emerge in the coming years?
Yeah, where is this all headed?
How will e-commerce and m-commerce continue to transform our lives?
It's exciting to think about.
It is exciting. It's a little bit daunting.
Yeah.
But I think that as we wrap up this deep dive, one thing is clear.
What's that?
The world of e-commerce and m-commerce, it's dynamic.
It's
ever evolving.
Always changing.
And full of potential.
Absolutely.
Well, that's a wrap on our deep dive.
Awesome.
We hope you enjoyed this exploration.
Me too.
And we encourage you to, keep exploring the fascinating world of e-commerce and the commerce.
Yeah, there's always something new to learn.
Totally. Until next time.
Yeah.
Happy navigating.
See you later.